So we have two things we're going to open tonight. It's a 4th and Goal memorabilia box, I guess is the best way to say it, from Hit Parade that's got 4 autographed memorabilia items in it. And then we're going to open a case of Optic football. Before we get started ripping into things, though, there's a little information to go over, so let's start flipping through that. Feedback, guys, I have my feedback and gals completely automated. I do that so that you don't ever have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. And then, of course, the second and most important thing you see there is a note to say thank you. I do appreciate everyone who bids and breaks with me. Many of you chat with me, hang out with me. We got a little little family vibe going on around here, so I'm always glad to see you when we're doing breaks. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Taking a look right now at things that are already listed on eBay. This is the stuff we're going to be breaking over the course of the next 5 days. So tomorrow night, it is a half case of TriStar autograph mini helmets. It's the back half of a case we started earlier this week. We'll break a third case of Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball, which has been ridiculously good in the first 2 cases. And a second case of Contenders Football. That's all tomorrow, Sunday the 13th. On Monday, we're going to open another case of Leaf Best of Football, another product that's been doing very well for us. A second case of Dominion Basketball, which just came out on Friday, and we'll open an 8th case of Bowman's Best Baseball. On Tuesday, we're going to open some autographed batting helmets from Hit Parade, which we've opened before, but this one is called the Double Header. They've got 2 autographed batting helmets in that box. One is a full size and one's a mini size, so we'll give that a try, see how we like it. We're also going to open a pair of Gold Rush autographed mini football helmets. Those will be combined together, of course, into one break. An autographed Leaf football jersey and a third case of Contenders. On Wednesday, we'll go to Ultimate Draft Baseball case number 4 and Leaf Best of Football case number 4. On Thursday, we're going to open Dominion Basketball case number 3. And we're going to open, I say this is break number 1, but really it's probably going to be a different break. It is our first break of retail. That much is correct. But I don't know if I want to start the numbering over at 1 because I think it might get confusing, even though we did hobby up to a point and this is retail. So I probably need to fix that numbering. But anyway, nonetheless, it's going to be a 10-box half case of Prism Basketball in the retail format. And yeah, so it'll be the first part of a case, start of a new case, by the way. Here's the information you need to know about what we're working on tonight. Our 4th and Goal football box that has completely free shipping. Anytime you do a break with me that has free shipping, I'm going to project it to go out on or about a week after the fact. So that means that all of our items that come out of 4th and Goal should be on the way to you if you're the winning bidder sometime between now and a week from today. I would imagine it'll be sooner than next Saturday. Often that stuff goes faster than 7 days, but Saturday, a week from today, would be the latest that would go out. Also, if you are in that particular break in 4th and Goal and your team is not pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year in any series. I keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. Because that is a free shipping break, typically, I hang on to those consolation cards until the next time you have a package shipping. I gather them all up at that point, ship them all out at once. If you don't want to wait for that and you don't hit anything in 4th and Goal, you want your consolation card right away, you just need to send me a message and let me know. We'll get you taken care of. Then, of course, our paid shipping break tonight, that's Optic Football, should be on the way to you on or about Wednesday. As always, if I can get it on the way to you faster than that, I will. And we don't have to worry about consolation cards there. A lot of cards in that case, and everybody's going to pull something. So first up tonight, 2018 Hit Parade 4th and Goal football box break number 9. Of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Saturday, the 12th of January of 2019. Your team names are on the left-hand side, and your eBay username is up in lights there across from your team if you are the winning bidder. And, of course, a new spreadsheet will go up when we get ready to do Optic. So if you're in that break, just hang tight. You're going to see your name up there as soon as we get this 4th and Goal break completed. And the final little step here before we can start ripping into things, I am manually setting the focus. When I did that, it does make your background go a little bit out of focus, but don't worry, we're going to be able to see everything okay. So shouldn't be any worries there. So in chat tonight, we have Greg, who's rooting for the Rams in the playoffs tonight, it looks like. Alan J is here, and Greg wants the Rams and the Eagles in optic too. Ezekiel is here, and Jordan's here. All right, guys, so this is our 4th and goal box. I'm going to try to show you all of our, there's your security seals that you can see under the cellophane on the top. Here they are, all nice and intact there along the bottom under the cellophane as well. And I'm going to attempt to get everything out of here without knocking the camera over. We all know about half the time I do knock the camera over. Or knock into it. I don't usually, well, sometimes I send it flying. But we're going to attempt to not have that happen tonight. See if we can get in here without causing such a ruckus, perhaps. And it only took me about 10 years to figure out, hey, maybe I don't need to take all the noisy cellophane off. Maybe I just need to cut through the top. Ha! Yeah, what did it only take me? Literally, like, what, 3-4 years to figure that out? I know. So sad, isn't it? All right, this is all just paper off the top. Dump that off. Here's a jersey. Inside our full-size helmet will be our mini helmet. Here is our photograph. Now our box is empty. Let me get it out of the way somewhere here. That'll work. And we're going to see what we've got. All right, this helmet is kind of in my way, but that's okay. All right, so it's kind of hard to see because I've got stuff back there. I can't hold this far enough back for you to see it, but I believe you can from there. So it is for the 49ers, and it looks like it is Wesley Walls. It's David Adams, the name of the players up here at the top. David Adams certified, so there's your paper COA. There's the COA on the photograph itself, and so our autographed photograph out of 4th and goal is coming out for the 49ers. Now, our jersey's a pretty good one. It is Brian Urlacher. So, and it feels kind of heavy. I don't know. Just move that stupid helmet for just a hot second. Let's see if this, I don't know if this is going to, I guess it's probably going to be custom, but every once in a while we get lucky and find, yeah, it is custom. I can tell from the tag. Okay. I thought there for a minute we might have a different one, but we don't. It's custom. So it's Urlacher. It is PSA DNA certified. There's your little PSA DNA card that goes along with your sticker. So the nice Brian Urlacher coming out for the Bears on our jersey tonight. So we've got Bears and 49ers so far. And we've got these 2 helmets yet to go. The mini they just kind of stuff them inside the full-size helmet. So we're going to get that back over here. It's actually just sitting like an inch or 2 away. But as soon as I get this closed up, then let's bring this right back. See what we got in here. Kevin, optic will be as soon as we finish this break. So, you know, another 5-6 minutes, something like that. And it looks like Ezekiel jumped in there and answered that as well. So thank you. And so did Greg. So I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. And Griffin's here. Hi, Griffin. So Darius Geis is our full-size helmet, who, of course, would have been, well, he is a rookie for the Redskins, but we didn't get to see him on the field because he tore his ACL in preseason. So we'll have to find out next year how good he is. Oh, this is one of those weird ones, too, that they've got saran wrap on. That's a super strange situation. I don't know why they... And we've got... What in the heck? I don't even know what all that red stuff right there is, but I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna leave it like it is, except for looking for our certification, which, oh, it's in the back. All Okay, yeah, silly me. Well, first let's look at our signature. So there is your Darius Geis autograph on your Redskins helmet. Next, there's your certification tucked here in the back. It's a DNA certification, and I can see, if you can see in behind it, well, there I can move it. It will let me move it. There's a little David Adams sticker. And for whatever strange reason, they have saran wrap on this helmet. Now, I can tell you this. I had another person who got one of these that had saran wrap on it. I've actually had several people get them with saran wrap on them. Nobody had any problems except for one person. And one person, when they were taking the saran wrap off, I guess it took off a little bit of the signature. The signature was still on the helmet and very much so on the helmet, but there was just a minor amount of residue, I guess, on the saran wrap when he removed it. And he got in touch with Hit Parade, and I believe Hit Parade ultimately agreed to work out some kind of replacement deal for him. So I guess the moral of the story is when you're taking that saran wrap off, is just be careful, you know, when you're removing it from there. And I think it'll probably be okay because I haven't had anybody else. Just the one guy is the only one who's reported problems with it. All right, so you have an old school Jags helmet here. Mark Brunell signed. No wonder old logo. It is Beckett authenticated. You can see the sticker there on the back. We don't have, or maybe we do. Yeah, there's a paper Beckett COA tucked down inside there as well. And I always like to look at the date code on these things. So this helmet was from 2012. So signed that a while ago, I would think. So Mark Brunell and the Jags have our, I did hit the camera, didn't I? Look how low that is. Yeah, I'm like, that seems like that's way too low. I told you I'd hit it. I hit it like every single time, some way or another. That's still too low, isn't it? Good grief. See, this is why I like to do all the setup before we start. Then we don't have these problems until I run into it anyway. All right, so Brunell for the Jags, our mini helmet. The Brian Urlacher autographed jersey that was PSA DNA certified. It is a custom jersey. Our photograph was for the 49ers. It is David Adams certified. Wesley Walls is the player. And then, of course, our full-size helmet that we just looked at was Darius Geis for the Redskins. So give me 1 minute, guys, to get this stuff put away, and then we're going to be busting into Optic. Alrighty, get Optic up on the table. And let me catch up on chat here and see what we missed. Jordan, were you looking for the Browns in what we just broke or what's coming up? Jarrett, Optic is getting ready to start now. Nick, I see that Ezekiel has already answered your question, and you probably saw it there in recap as well. And Nick, I know what you're saying, like the saran wrap in theory should, boy, I really hit that camera. In theory, the saran wrap should protect the autograph. But here's the thing. So does like the plastic bag and the carry bag and all the other stuff that they have there should be plenty of protection for that autograph. So I just don't really totally get the purpose of the saran wrap. I'm assuming the person that had an issue with it prior, I told you about a minute ago, you know, just the one person's ever had a problem. But I'm guessing at that point they must have applied it like when the paint pen was still damp or something. Who knows? But anyway, that's how they sent it, so that's what we've got. All right, so that took care of our 4th and goal football box, moves us into Optic football. Once again, if you were not logged on earlier and didn't see me discussing this, please read this information up here at the top. If you were in 4th and goal, that consolation card information does apply to you. If you're in Optic, every team's going to pull cards, so we don't have to worry about consolation cards there. Optic should be on the way to you no later than Wednesday, possibly sooner, hopefully sooner, but should be no later than Wednesday. So it's a 12-box case of 2018 Optic football. This is a full case break. It's break number 8. And of course, it also ended tonight on eBay, Saturday night, the 12th of January. Same format that you just saw a moment ago. We have team names on one side, our eBay user IDs of the winning bidders across from each team on the opposite side there to keep us all informed as to what we've got so we can all remember. Now, what else have I missed over here? You said, Griffin, you tried to get in on Optic and did you say it's getting crazy? You were asking about the Hit Parade box. We have already done the Hit Parade box, Drift. We've already done it, and we've already recapped it, and we are rolling right on into Optic right now. So, yeah, Drift, that kind of stuff is almost always at the first of a break. I mean, anytime that I do memorabilia, it's super rare that I would have it anywhere other than at the first part of the break. So you would always, on things that are memorabilia or cases that don't have a lot of cards in them, you know, the faster stuff is generally going to be at the top of a break. So you kind of, you know, if you're in one of those, you would really want to jump in right when it starts. And worst case scenario, I always go over the order that we break in right there at the beginning. And you could always just hit me up and say, hey, when do you think XYZ is going to be, if you don't want to, you know, hang out and watch the whole thing. And then that way you don't end up missing anything. So, Alan J., you have the Panthers and the Chargers in here. Okay. And I am getting some sleeves out here, and we're getting ready to bust into Optic. We have got, of course, one autograph per box. This is the regular hobby Optic. We broke the first off the line Optic, I think, was the most recent prior to this, which I have to say, yeah, it was really nice because we didn't have all these base cards and all these packs to open. It was so fast. It was so nice. But this is good too. It just takes longer to open. We'll find lots of parallel numbered things in here too. We'll kind of hit the high points of all of that the first time that we go through it. And then after that, you'll have an idea of kind of what everything looks like. And we, you know, won't necessarily stop and talk about all the stuff, especially the high numbered stuff. The lower numbered stuff, you know, we'll still stop on. And, of course, our autographs we will. Fly Guy is here looking for some Redskins. Ezekiel working the mojo for the Falcons and the Colts. Then, of course, Alan J's already called out for his Panthers and Chargers. Greg, who did you say you wanted in here? You typed it in before. It was the Rams and somebody, right? Trying to just get our mojo flowing in the right direction tonight. Hopefully. So how about those Kansas City Chiefs today, right? Yeah, I just love watching that kid. I love watching Patrick Mahomes play. And they did not disappoint today. They had a great game. I don't know what in the heck happened to Andrew Luck. I mean, one of the announcers said it looked like the roles had been reversed. It looked like that Pat Mahomes was the veteran quarterback and like Andrew Luck was the second-year guy. And that's kind of true. I mean, Pat Mahomes looked like he just kind of owned him, you know. And the last I saw of the current game, the Rams were just smoking the Cowboys. So, Sony Michel, this is a rated rookie Prism. I'm going to forget and call this a refractor a whole lot of times, okay? Because that's what Topps calls them, and I'm used to saying refractor, and I'm just giving you fair warning. You're going to hear me say that a bunch, but a prism and a refractor are the same thing. Just means when the light hits it, you get a pretty little rainbow of colors. That Elite Series that went by, those are not numbered. It's not a prism, but they're not super, super common. One of several inserts we will find. This particular one is MVP. That one was with Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys. We'll find some of those that say downtown. I think there are even some other ones beyond that that I'm not thinking of at the moment. But of course, we'll see them as we go through. And Greg, Greg's typing in "Go Chiefs." Yeah, all right. You're about the Rams and the Eagles and the Chiefs in the playoffs. You're on board with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Hi, David. David's here. You like the Chiefs too, huh? And look at that. Greg already spotted our black velocity here, didn't you? It is for the Eagles. It is Nelson Agholor to 25. Greg has got eagle eyes, man. He's on it. He sees them before we get to them sometimes. Sometimes I do too. But not always. Depends on where they are in the stack. So we don't have a ton of optic left, but there's, I don't know, maybe one or two more cases of optic down there. There's probably one or two more cases of Bowman's Best Baseball. Couple of cases left of Bowman Draft. And then, of course, we've got lots of Contenders football left to open. We've got plenty of Leaf Best of Football, plenty of Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball. So we've got a lot to keep us busy because we don't have another new release until, I think, the 23rd, guys and gals. Yeah, so we're going to go from Friday the 11th. I don't think they give us anything new again until the 23rd. So it's a good thing we have all that stuff, isn't it? Because we're gonna need it. I'll probably throw in there somewhere along the way some mixers for whichever sport, maybe all three. We'll probably do some mixers along the way, maybe even a memorabilia mixer. I don't know. We'll find some other stuff to throw in to keep it interesting as well. James Washington, that is numbered to 85. So our autograph out of box number 1 is for my Pittsburgh Steelers with Mr. James Washington, who's going to have to step up his game since it looks like AB is going to be hitting the bricks. And did you guys see it's the Broncos? They're saying the Broncos are in play for AB. Hayden Hurst and the Ravens, that is numbered to 99. So, guys, anytime we see a rated rookie with that red kind of border around it there, you can expect that that will be numbered to 99. We're also going to have a couple of other numbered combinations that, of course, I'll call out when we get to it. Illusions. Another insert. For the most part, those are not numbered. If we run across one that is numbered, I will let you know. Whenever you see this color blue, which is kind of like a North Carolina blue, it's going to be numbered to 299. There's another blue, a more royal blue, like a Kentucky Wildcat blue. That's going to be numbered to 149. Then, of course, we've got our orange. Our orange are to 199. So they keep us busy with all kinds of numbered stuff. But that's how you can expect them to roll. So that one to 299 for James Washington. That stupid kid reporter stuck in behind there. To 149, that is Todd Gurley and the Rams. That guy is part of a team that was just kicking tail the last I saw the game. Anyway, I'm going to assume that they probably still are. Christine's here. Hi, Christine. You are looking for the Vikings. All right, Skol. Let's find you some Vikings. And Martin is here. Martin, are you feeling better today? How's it going? You getting back in the groove? I'm telling you, it took me whatever kind of weird funk I caught over Christmas. Took me like 10 days to get completely over that stuff. I don't even know what it was. I mean, I had the flu shot, so I don't think it was the flu, but whatever it was nasty little bug, and I think you said you had a similar experience, so I feel for you, man. Oh, you called them the Cowgirls. I didn't even see that. You said the Rams were whipping up on the Cowgirls. Oh, that's harsh, Martin. That's harsh. I'm glad you're feeling better, though. That's good. Well, you know, I mean, honestly, that is the Rams team that we saw at the first of the year that would just come in and flat lay you out and put, you know, 30, 40 points up on the board before you even knew what hit you. And then they seemed to kind of hit that stretch where, I don't know, they really just weren't playing all that well. And I guess we all, to a certain extent, kind of started thinking, so, you know, maybe the Rams weren't that good at the first of the year. Now they're back to playing the way we expected them to play. To $2.99, that was Ian Thomas. And I have to say, though, I was most impressed today with the Chiefs' defense. I mean, you guys know I was talking about it last night, saying, you know, that's the part of the Chiefs game that really needed the most help. And then, boy, didn't they come up big today. Yes, they did. Here is our first downtown insert. That one is Carson Wentz for the Eagles. And I don't pull Carson as a downtown super often, so that's a nice little hit for you there if you have the Eagles. I assume those are still bringing good money. Our high-end rookies may be hitting up close to a couple $100. Some of the others falling, I don't know, maybe anywhere from 40 onward. Kelvin Benjamin, that is numbered to $199. To $299 is Matt Stafford. And on we go. So you're not quite over it yet, but you are feeling better. Well, I am glad that you are feeling better because I can sympathize with you. That was just, oh my gosh, I felt so bad. Well, you guys know, I mean, many of you were doing breaks with me on those nights, and it's like, you know, I'd already scheduled them days in advance. There was no way to not do them. So I just, you know, we got through them, but man, it was not fun, was it? For any of us, probably. I would say, yeah. Martin, you said the running backs are having a good game, huh? You're talking about, obviously, for the Rams. I'm assuming Zeke is not, or the Cowboys wouldn't be getting crushed. You know who was uncharacteristically bad today, aside from Andrew Luck being off of his game? Adam Vinatieri. I mean, like, Adam Vinatieri is just money. You don't ever have to worry about Adam Vinatieri. And by golly, if he didn't come up and miss that little field goal chip shot from 20-something yards out and then missed an extra point, and like, what happened there? And the strangest year for kickers. Like, all the, not just my Steelers, like a bunch of teams, their kickers just fell apart this year. Very odd. That is to 99, Marcel Aitman and the Raiders. That's who I was hoping would want Antonio. Alex Smith, that's to 199, the orange. Because they've got all those first-round picks, the Raiders do. Really, I was secretly hoping it would be the Jets and that we'd get that really high first-round pick out of them. I really didn't think we would, but I was like, it never hurts to dream. Okay, so we hit a redemption. Here's the deal. If you haven't done a break with me before, I keep all of those redemptions up there in that area that I call our housekeeping area. That is numbered to 299 for the Redskins. They all hang out up there until we get to the end of the break. Then at the end of the break, we flip them all over, one right after the other, and then we go to the Panini website and pull up the checklist so we can verify the team that, you know, we're probably going to know the team, but we pull it up to make sure that we know the team, and it will also tell us what that particular card is going to be numbered to when you do receive it. So we do all those together right at the end. Yeah, Martin, I guess. I mean, I guess it is just a confidence thing for all those kickers. But, I mean, Adam Vinatieri, I mean, dude is like 100. He's been in the NFL for what seems like 50 years. I mean, that should just be routine for him. He should be able to do that while participating in the Bird Box Challenge. I mean, that's how long Adam Vinatieri has been kicking. That's how automatic that should have been. He should have been able to be blindfolded and hit that kick. So I was shocked when he missed the first one and really shocked when he missed the second one. That's just not like him. Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Martin. That's what I meant by Bird Box Challenge. Yeah, he should have been able to hit it blindfolded. But it didn't work out that way. It wouldn't have really mattered in the end result anyway. I mean, it's not as though the Colts lost by a field goal. You know, they got pretty thoroughly ground up. So, I mean, every little bit would have helped, but I think they were going to lose the game regardless. So then, of course, you guys saw the kick last weekend that went off the goalpost and then hit the crossbar and bounced back into the field and, you know, would have won the game, but coulda, shoulda, woulda, missed it. And then, of course, all the fan base, you know, clamoring about how this guy's terrible because he actually has hit the upright a few different times this year, from what I recall. Another James Washington. That one is to 50. But we have 2 James Washington autographs out already for the Steelers. So Steelers apparently are going to have a good break. So it was, I think, Goose Island. It was a beer brand. I'm pretty sure it was Goose Island. Set up a goalpost out in the street in the snow and made a little like kicking area, you know, with the barriers and stuff around it so people couldn't do any damage. Put in some little artificial turf, put up the, you know, the tee, the whole deal, and invited all these fans to come on out. And, you know, you think you can make this 43-yarder or whatever the kick was, come on out and try it. And they posted some video of the various people trying it today. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. Because the very first guy that goes out to do it, like, he's got on cleats and everything. I mean, you can just tell from his demeanor, like, he thinks he's absolutely gonna bust that through the uprights. And instead, he goes to kick it and just, boom, ends up flat on his tail. Another person kicks it, and it goes off to one of the workers who was standing off to the side and hits that guy in a very unfortunate place. Couple of people fell down. I mean, it was just, it's funny to watch. So if you haven't seen it, it is definitely worth going to look at. I imagine it's on YouTube, Martin. I think I saw it on Bleacher Report. I don't know. It was either Bleacher Report or the CBS Sports app. One of the sports apps had a bunch of the video clips in it. That is to $199 Vic Beasley for the Falcons. I imagine it's on YouTube as well, but it's in several places, I would expect. But I would try either CBS Sportsline app or the Bleacher Report app. Durham Smythe for the Dolphins to $299. Because more than likely that's where I saw it. I look at so much stuff so quickly, I don't always retain where I see a particular thing, but Scuba Steve, you saw that video too. It's hilarious, isn't it? Like, I loved it. Cam Newton and the Panthers is our downtown card there. Those have been all over the map. Some cases we have pulled only a couple of downtown cards. Other cases we've pulled 5, 6. I think one case maybe even more than 6. So I don't know how many to tell you to expect us to find. That's to $99 for the 49ers. Obviously, we've had 2 up to this point. Ito Smith to $199. But we may still yet find plenty of others. I don't know. Emmanuel Sanders, Broncos, $299. Leighton Vander Esch, I like that kid. That is to $99 for the Dallas Cowboys. Scuba Steve, you said that video is on Facebook too, of all those people trying to make the kicks. Yeah, I imagine it's probably like everywhere because it's good stuff. It's very funny. But you know, I mean, I guess it does kind of put things in perspective, though, right? If you're on the fan side and you're just like freaking out because the guy missed it, which is how I would have been. Okay, let's face it. I freaked out on Chris Boswell a bunch for missing stuff. And it's super easy for me to sit here in my house and be like, oh, I can't believe you missed that. But yeah, if I got out there and tried to actually do that, I'd probably sprain something, break something. Might not necessarily be a bone, but I might break a window or something else. I'm sure I would be very, very bad at it. But of course, there's that building in Philly. I guess you guys saw that right after the game, like the following day or something. This office building or some such in Philly had a little electronic, scroll that goes around the building, and normally would, I guess, have words or whatever typed in it. And instead, it had a little animation of that kick. Oh, hitting the upright and then hitting the crossbar and then, coming down into the field. And then it said doink. and they had that running across that building for a few days afterwards too, which was pretty cool. Well, for the Philly fans, it was cool. It was obviously not if you, not an Eagles fan. But anyway, we'll have to see what tomorrow brings. I think Chargers and Patriots will be a closer game than certainly any of the games we saw today. It's Deontay Burnett for the Titans. I would certainly hope so anyway. I mean, games today were both... I mean, you don't want to say blowouts. They weren't blowouts, but I don't think either game today there was ever a question, or at least not while I was watching, of who was going to win. It's to 199, Deontay Burnett and the Titans. Now, obviously, the Cowboys game's still going on. To 149, Drew Brees. So things could change there, but I'm just saying the part that I saw. Cameron Wake refractor. There's a James Washington rated rookie refractor, or prism, rather. Sorry, told you I'd do that. It's an MVP Earl Campbell. And, of course, guys, any cards that we would pull for the Oilers, the Houston Oilers, like Earl Campbell, will go to the Tennessee Titans. That is because cards always stay with their franchises. So when a franchise renames and relocates, you just follow the history. So, of course, the Houston Oilers became the Tennessee Oilers, became the current Tennessee Titans. So... all that stuff is also at the bottom of every listing. It's down there in that little special circumstances area. It talks about how all that stuff works. If you haven't ever scrolled down that far, might be worth a read one of these days for you. All kinds of interesting little stuff in there about how various things are handed out and awarded, etc. All right, we need to find somebody that isn't James Washington and isn't a redemption. We want not a redemption, not a James Washington, right? It was to 299. There is a Leighton Vander Esch with a teal velocity. These are not numbered. Most cases, I found only one of them. But then, as sure as I say that, we'll find more. That's what happened the last time. I said, yeah, we usually find one. And so then we promptly found like 4. So we'll see. We'll see how many we find in this case. This one is numbered to 99. It's Nyheim Hines and the Colts. And behind it, DJ Chark tried to jump off my pile there. Got a little bit stuck on the back of that other card. He does not appear to be any worse for the wear. He didn't go far, but nonetheless, because he slid around a little bit, I wanted to get a better look at him and make sure he was A-OK. There's Trubisky, to $2.99. Elite Series Big Ben. Thank goodness it's somebody other than James Washington. No offense to the Steelers. You all know I love my Steelers, but I did want to see a different hit. Sony Michel 250 for the Patriots. Yeah, never want to see the same player over and over and over unless it's, well, I guess we wouldn't have complained if I saw 2 or 3 Saquon Barkleys in a row, would we? Probably not. Or 2 or 3 Baker Mayfields either. So maybe I'm being a little hypocritical. So we only want to see multiples of the same player if it's the best player. I know. That's terrible. And the other thing that I want to know about, if anybody's watching it, it may already be over. If it's not well, it's probably not over yet, but we're probably close to over, is the Kentucky Vanderbilt basketball game. If anybody happens to have that on or know the score, I would like to know where we are with that. I was just kind of flipping back and forth, and Kentucky was playing, well, pretty dreadfully. And so I mostly watched the Dallas game and watched a little bit of the basketball game, and then it went to halftime, and I had to buckle down and get all this done for the break anyway, so I didn't see the rest of it. Alan J says this isn't Bowman's Best. You know, Bowman's Best, like any other product, sometimes it has a lot of duplication and sometimes it doesn't have any or hardly any, and sadly, that's true of a lot of products these days. Antonio Callaway to 99 for the Browns. Topps and Panini both, I think, at times have their challenges with sorting things. Sorting is not the right word, but collating probably is the correct word, where sometimes you'll find multiple hits for the same team or the same player out of one box or one case. That was to $2.99. So I would just, generally speaking, I don't think any of us love that. Travis is here. Hi, Travis. And it is 49 to 43. Kentucky's actually up. What a shock. That's to $1.99, Deontay Burnett. I tell you, what I saw of it, they were playing so poorly. I am surprised to hear that a little bit. To $2.99, Marshawn Lynch for the Raiders. I guess Cal got them straightened out at halftime, maybe. He usually does, but I mean, they got to get over this slow start stuff. James White to 99, Patriots. I mean, all this business of coming out here and, you know, letting teams get them down by 10, 15, 20 points before you've hardly even had time to blink. They can't be doing that stuff all season. That's just dreadful. To $1.99, Aaron Rodgers for the Packers. So all that big snow, they were telling us, oh yeah, you're going to get all this snow, yada, yada, yada. Oh my gosh. It just turned out to be the biggest non-event. We did get a little bit of snow, but not very much. Like maybe an inch, inch and a half. And then by probably early afternoon, it had warmed up enough that it was mostly melting. And then by late afternoon, it was raining. So whatever was left, you know, was gone with the rain. And so I told you guys it would be that way, though. I mean, it's always how it is. They tell you to get ready. You're going to get, oh, big snow. You end up getting nothing. And they'll tell you, oh, yeah, it's going to go right past you. You're not going to get it and it'll dump like, you know, a foot of snow on you or something. I don't know how they do. I don't know anybody else who could be that bad at their job and still keep it. That is MVP insert for Peyton Manning and the Broncos. But weather forecasters, man, they get it wrong a lot. Still keep their jobs. Little Clay Matthews prism. There's a Mike White rated rookie prism. Ooh, hoo-hoo, look at this, kids. Yay! This probably means we'll find a points card somewhere in this case. How about Saquon Barkley to 99 coming out with a prism for those New York Giants. I like that hit. We pulled Saquon last night out of our first case of contenders. We pulled Saquon. We hit Baker Mayfield in there. Who else? Who else? We had several good hits out of contenders, but they were Saquon and Baker and I want to say, and Lamar Jackson. Yeah, so we had 3 really high-profile ones hit last night out of that first case of contenders. Now we've got Saquon coming out again here as a rated rookie prism, no less. So that's good news. Always like to see Saquon join the party. Scuba Steve, you said in Cincinnati you got 2 to 3 inches, but you wanted a foot of snow. Oh, I did not want a foot of snow. No. I definitely didn't want that. Mainly because I needed UPS deliveries today and FedEx, both of which came, fortunately. I needed the postman to come and pick up all my stuff. If we had a foot of snow, none of that would have happened, so... But I do kind of know what you mean, though, Scuba Steve. Like, if it's gonna snow, I want it to snow. Like, I don't want to mess around with an inch or 2 of snow, and then that's just inconvenient. So if they tell me we're going to get snow, then just lay it on there, like 6, 8, 10 inches of snow, and roll on. So I know what you're saying. Ezekiel, you were helping me remember from last night there. Lamar Jackson, you are right, was our other big time rookie out of contenders last night. Martin says that the Rams are up 23-13. How much time's left in that game, Martin? That's not really up. I mean, that's certainly not any kind of insurmountable lead. Andrew Luck to 299. So the Cowboys, in theory, can still come back on that, depending on, I guess, how much time is left. Tyler Conklin to 299 Vikings. To 199 Landon Collins and the Giants. I also saw an article today. You remember, guys, we were talking the other night about where would Joe Flacco end up. And I did see some little talking head today say that that they thought maybe Jacksonville would be a landing spot. I know that's one of the ones we talked about, that maybe he could plug into the Jags. Apparently that and the Dolphins are his 2 best shots. That is the Champ is Here insert. We'll find a lot of those with different players on them from the Eagles team, just celebrating their Super Bowl win, of course. There's a prism for the Bears. This is numbered to 99. Aaron Donald for the Rams. Got a lot of time left. Okay, so, yeah, you said 5:20 left in the third quarter. Oh, yeah, well, you can definitely still make a game out of that then. For sure. For sure. The Chargers and the Patriots. I hope the Chargers win. Is that bad? Is that bad that I hope that they do? But I do. I really want them to win. I don't think Phillip Rivers has ever beaten Tom Brady that I can recall. I mean, not that they play every day or anything, but I want the Chargers to win, and I want the Eagles to win out of tomorrow's games. Don't know if it'll happen that way, but that would be my wish list anyway. Yeah, oh, he's 0-7. So Phillip Rivers has gone down to Tom Brady 7 times. Yeah, see, he's due. He is due to beat Tom Brady. And if there's ever a year to do it, this would be the year. Austin Proell to 299. I mean, because, you know, Brady slowed down a little bit this year. Gronk has eaten too many Tide Pods, and he's slowed way down. And there's an MVP, Peyton Manning, for the Broncos. And then, of course, you know, you lost Josh. They picked up Josh Gordon and then lost Josh Gordon, turned around promptly. He bit the dust. So their receiving core leaves a bit to be desired. I mean, if there's ever been a year in recent years that the Patriots have been vulnerable in Foxborough, I would say it's this year. Anthony Miller and the Bears. That is numbered 299. That was also a prism. You know, some of our rated rookies are prisms and some aren't. That one was. Christian Kirk was to 299 for the Cardinals. Oh, I guess we haven't managed to slice through the plastic on the rest of these, huh? Yeah, we have. So we are officially at our halfway point. We have opened 6 boxes. We have 6 boxes left to go. Yeah, Martin, that is true. I mean, it should give the Chargers, you would think, a little bit of momentum, having, you know, come off that nice win against Baltimore. But it's just so hard, though, to go into Gillette and win. It's hard to beat them at home. I mean, it's hard to beat them, period, but it's really hard to beat them at home. But I think this might be the year that it happens. I think Phillip Rivers might be saying, I've had about enough of this. Maybe they're going to pull it out tomorrow. We'll see. We will see where it all ends up, I guess. I'm starting to see the product order solicitations come through for 2019 football, so I'm already getting excited about that. we still haven't even played the Super Bowl here, and I'm already getting pumped up about 2019 because I start to see all the sell sheets of everything that's coming. Looks like we are going to have Prism draft picks this year again, which we haven't had, since 15 or 16? I don't know. We didn't have it in 17, did we? That I remember. We didn't have it this year either, I don't think. We had elite draft picks and score. I don't think we had Prism draft picks this year. I can't remember it anyway if we did. But that is going to be the first 2019 product released from Panini. It's going to be collegiate Prism draft picks. Phillip Rivers, that is to 99, the red for the Chargers. Scuba Steve, who's your team tonight? Who are we rooting for with you? Jimmy G for the 49ers, numbered to 299. You guys have to remind me who your teams are, because everybody's info is always different. Whatever your username is on eBay is usually different from the screen name that you use on YouTube. And sometimes I will remember it by your YouTube name, sometimes by your actual real name, and sometimes by your eBay name, and hardly ever is my poor feeble little brain able to connect all 3 of them together. Without having to stop and look some component of it up. Every once in a while I can, but not too often. The Bengals and the Reds. Oh, man. We did, what was that Reds case we did the other night, guys? Was that out of Bowman Draft or Bowman's Best? We had a phenomenal case of something recently for the Reds that had Hunter Green. It had, I think it had Jonathan India in it too. Hunter Green, a couple of other Reds, Siri and somebody. I mean, it was I couldn't believe, I think it was Bowman's Best. I could not believe how well the Reds did in that break, because you know they're my team too for baseball. Another Peyton Manning MVP. And it was so good. Like, really good. That's the best Reds case of anything we've had in a while. So I know we should have had you in there for that one. It was Bowman's Best. You guys are telling me. Okay, so yeah, Ezekiel and Alan Martin, you guys all remember. You're like, yeah, it was Bowman's Best. Dalton Schultz to 75 for the Cowboys. That one is a sticker auto, guys. Most of the stuff in here is on card, but that one was a sticker. Yeah, I mean, that was just an insanely good case for Cincinnati. But Cincinnati in general, you should start seeing, it's to 199, in any of the Bowman products, you should start seeing Cincinnati hitting a lot more because the farm system is really quite good right now for Cincinnati. To 149, Ronald Jones. So, you know, that sort of stuff starts to catch up along the way. That was to 299 for the Eagles. So I would think any of the Bowman products for the Reds, I'm assuming you're, well, unless you're not into prospecting, well, then you, I guess, wouldn't want to go that route. But assuming that you're into prospecting, Bowman in the spring again should be good. You know, regular 2019 Bowman. In general, should be pretty good. Martin, you said there's a, oh yeah, there was a 1 of 1 in there. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was a 1 of 1 of, I don't remember which player. It was a, not an autograph 1 of 1. It was a base card 1 of 1, but still, yeah, I'd forgotten about that part. Adam's here. Hi, Adam. You are hoping that that redemption is Tom Brady. That would be nice. Scuba Steve, it might have been Siri. I can't remember the player that it was either. It wasn't Hunter Green and it wasn't Jonathan India. I can tell you that. But might have been Jose Siri, but couldn't absolutely quote me on that. Oh, the Di Matteo. You got $75 for that. Nice, man. Yeah, thank you for letting me know that. I was interested in that. So, guys, out of, what did we even pull that out of? Regular Donruss football? Or did we pull it out of an early Optic? Maybe we pulled it out of one of the early cases of Optic. Anyway, it was the 1 of 1 autograph fans of the game for Drea Di Matteo. She used to be on The Sopranos. I'm sure she's done other stuff too, but that's how I always associate her. And I was interested in knowing what that sold for because everybody was kind of like, oh, you know, who's that? That's, you know, no good. It's to 149, Marlon Mack and the Colts. And I thought it would do okay. So 75 is not too bad. That is for the Saints. It was to 299. To 199, Mohamed Sanu and the Falcons. 299, Larry Fitzgerald and the Cardinals. To 149, that is Dante Pettis and the 49ers. It was out of our first case of Optic. Okay. See how time flies? Like, it just... I know. It seems like so long ago that we opened the first case of Optic, but I guess it really wasn't that far back in the grand scheme of things. A little Clay Matthews prism that went by. But yeah, so that's not too bad of a return on investment to get $75 for the fans of the game thing. I like that. I'm always surprised when you get into things like that, or when you're in, why can't I? I'm just totally blanking on the name of it. I can see the front of the box and everything. Archives, where they'll put in just random stuff, like a statistician was in there this year. You know, we had that crazy fan who goes around to all the different ballparks and tries to get the game ball and all these different random people, and they'll put in autograph parallels of them in there, and I'm always surprised to learn what some of those things sell for. So the guy said he had bought the 1 of 1 out of regular Donruss as well. You were over his top price, but he wanted it anyway. Well, that's the best kind of guy. The guy that's like, yeah, I want them both no matter what. So, yes, I like that. That is always a good plan. That's the beauty of the 1 of 1s, though. I mean, it's not like you have competition for it. So, whoever is on it, when it's a 1 of 1, you can usually make a little money on it. Here comes our case hit. This is our RPA. It's for the Panthers. It is DJ Moore. It appears to be numbered to 25, except I read it wrong when I was looking at it upside down. It's actually numbered to 35. Looks to be in pretty good shape. Maybe some minor imperfections on your corners there, but nothing too outrageous. That is a sticker autograph, and of course your relic as well for DJ Moore and the Panthers, our case hit. So yeah, that's kind of cool though that the guy got it out of regular Donruss too. So he must just be like a fan of that actress. Dan Marino MVP insert for the Dolphins. And then you have to 149 the Packers. Scuba Steve, we ought to at least find something for you in here tonight, hopefully, for the Bengals. We find Mark Walton in here a lot. I mean, he's really who you mainly find in 2018 football. I think, anyway, I mainly see Mark Walton for the Bengals. Speaking of, they apparently are after the young offensive coordinator for the Rams, I guess is who they're tapping to be their next head coach, which can't become official, of course, until the Rams are out of the playoffs or win the Super Bowl, whichever happens first. But I can't remember the guy's name, but I think he's only like mid-30s. And, of course, that's the trend these days. Go with the young, innovative guys on offense and see where it takes you. So indeed, that looks like what the Bengals are going to do. So I'm just grateful they didn't decide to try to hire Marvin Lewis, because that's what I was afraid they were going to do. Scuba Steve, you hit cracked ice yesterday of Mark Walton. Yes? We pulled Mark Walton out of contenders, I think, yesterday, didn't we? Or did you have him yesterday in my contenders, or was it in somebody else's? See, when you guys aren't in chat, I have a hard time remembering who has what, because I see so much of that go by every night. It's easier for me to remember, like, who was in chat and who wasn't, usually. Jabril Peppers, that was to 149 for the Browns. There's A.J. Green to 299 for the Bengals. Joe Flacco to 299 for the Ravens. There's Justin Jackson and the Chargers to 99. Oh, you hit a Zach Taylor cracked ice yesterday. Well, then never mind. That definitely wasn't me, because we hit your other guy. I think, was he cracked ice yesterday for us out of there? I think it was. Mark Walton was, but we definitely hit his autograph. Wouldn't swear to the cracked ice part, but anyway. Adam, you're already happy because you got the Sony Michel to 50. That is a nice hit. Danny Etling Prism for the Patriots. And here we have another downtown. So this is our third downtown out of this case. And it is downtown Antonio Brown, who for right now is still a Pittsburgh Steeler. Oh, you're saying Zach Taylor is the coach's name. I didn't know the coach's name. I was like, I'm trying to think who Zach Tayller is on the Bengals. I'm thinking, I can't think who Zach Taylor is. He must be like some guy on defense. I couldn't think who he was at all. No wonder. He's a coach's name. That would do it. To 299 rated rookie coming out there for John Kelly and the Rams. Yeah, I didn't know that guy's name on the Rams who the Bengals tapped. So now I do. Zach Taylor. All right, cool. Who did I say? Did I not say Hugh Jackson a while ago? Anyway, I was glad they didn't hire him back. I was afraid that they were going to hire him after they brought him in from being canned with the Browns. And they had him in there as a little special assistant, and there was some kind of muttering going around that they might give him a shot at it. And I was like, oh, dear gracious. Surely not. I mean, even Marvin Lewis was kind of like saying, oh, yeah, Hugh Jackson might not be bad. I'm thinking, come on, did nobody watch the last 2.5 years of football up in Cleveland? Do not hire Hugh Jackson. So this guy I'm glad they have. Zach Taylor. Okay, that's the young guy's name. I'll have to try to remember that now. At least I feel better about why I couldn't think about who he was on the Bengals team. Because he's not. Explosive for the Vikings. That was Stefon Diggs on that insert. And it also just goes to show, I just kind of autopilot sometimes. I read the stuff there out of chat, and then it takes me a minute to process it. Oh, goodness. Ian Thomas and the Panthers. That is numbered to 50. Another red parallel autograph. Yeah, I read something off of there a couple of breaks back. There's Kiki to 199 for the Texans. And I think it was Greg who typed in like go and then listed several teams. And I just read it out loud, you know, as I tend to do. And I said, oh, you're saying go blah, blah, blah. That's who you have tonight. Okay, well, we'll, you know, try to get you some hits or whatever. Well, he was actually talking about he wanted those teams to win in the playoffs, but he had just typed in go and then the team names, and I've just mentally filled in the blanks. Well, someone who was watching the break, I don't remember if it was live or later, anyway, they heard that part and they had some of those teams that I had read off. Now, I later corrected it because he typed in, no, I don't have those teams. I was talking playoffs. But in the meantime, this person heard it and like got worried that I had somehow given their teams away or something. So I have to try to remember to do better about just reading out what's typed over there sometimes. Alan J., you are doing pretty well with your Panthers tonight, aren't you? You got the case hit, and then you have the Ian Thomas to 50. I mean, that's not too shabby for Carolina. Carolina's kind of a boom or bust one in 2018. You either tend to pull several or none. Josh Adams to 199 for the Eagles. An AJ Green Prism for the Bengals. And there's a thing stuck to the back. Kid Reporter thing. And have we found was Ian Thomas out of this case, or have we not found it yet out of this case? Christian McCaffrey to 299 for the Panthers. I guess we haven't found it yet because there is for the Seahawks. It is Alex McGough, numbered to 75. You don't find a lot numbered to 75 in here for whatever reason. Kevin, you need a downtown Baker Mayfield. I would like to pull that for you. We've had good luck at pulling those. I would say overall we've had pretty good luck. One case we pulled 2 of them, if I recall correctly, out of the same case. And we've pulled it, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times out of the cases that we've opened. And or maybe it was 2 Saquon Barkleys we got out of one instead of 2 Baker Mayfields. But anyway, we pull Saquon and Baker both relatively often on the downtown inserts. So we'll try to get the mojo flowing here for Mr. Baker Mayfield and your Cleveland Browns. I think the Browns are going to be I mean, obviously, I thought going into this year that they were going to be a good young team. They didn't start out that way, but then definitely it picked up after they got rid of Hugh, and that kind of got them rolling in the right direction. So we'll have to see how Freddie Kitchens does as the head man. Another explosive Stefon Diggs went by. We have a black velocity for the Texans, Jordan Thomas, numbered to 25 for Houston. What did you ask me about Gridiron King, Scuba Steve? Hang on. You said, what is Gridiron Kings used to be its own series, its own card set. I think the 2015 was the last Gridiron Kings, or was it 2016? I think it was 2015. I don't think we had Gridiron Kings in 16. We definitely didn't have it in 17. We definitely didn't have it in 18. I think 15 might have been the last time that was a freestanding product. For the Cowboys, that's to $2.99. Then you have the Colts with T.Y. Hilton. That is numbered to $99. But typically in, like, Court Kings is its own product for basketball. Then you have Diamond Kings, which is its own product in baseball. But then Gridiron Kings hasn't been around in a while. They might still do the inserts, though, in... Do they still do the inserts in regular paper, Donruss? I honestly can't remember. That's to $299, Russell Wilson. I would say if they do paper, Donruss would be where it would be, where you would find it, I would think. That is numbered to 50. It's Alex, or to 99, sorry. It's to 50 when it's autographed, to 99 when it's not. That one is not autographed for the Seahawks and Alex McGough. There's our fans of the game, Drea DiMatteo, speaking of. Travis, I agree with you. We have had a lot of conversations over recent months about the very thing that you are talking about. Travis is saying he gets frustrated by the fact that a lot of these players just sign their initials these days. They don't even bother to sign their full name or even attempt to sign their full name. And I definitely agree with you. I've gone off on that rant more than once. And I don't know how much of it is these guys that never learned cursive in school because they don't teach it anymore. So maybe they don't really have any more of a signature than that. And then how many of them are just flat out lazy and they just want to get through as many as they can as fast as they can because they get paid a certain amount per signature, of course, and they just want to rip through it as fast as they can. I mean, I don't know the reasoning, but I do agree with you that it is super, super frustrating. Super frustrating. Well, Scuba, it could be an Optic. Here's the thing. Optic is really just paper Donruss, except in a chromium type finish. It's basically the same card set as paper Donruss, you know, but with the different finish. Instead of being paper cards, they're the chrome type cards, which they call Optic. So I'm thinking it was in paper Donruss. I don't remember seeing a Gridiron Kings insert come out of the Optic version, but that's not to say it's not in here. But I don't... Oh, yeah, Martin, they do not teach cursive in school anymore. See, you've missed some of my rants, obviously, in recent months, because that's... I just found that out myself at the first of this year. And I flipped my lid. I'm like, why in the world would you suddenly stop teaching cursive? But apparently they did. Several years ago in many places. I just found out about it the first of this year. So yeah, you've got whole groups of kids who can't read longhand, you know. So if you put the Constitution in front of them, for instance, like the original Constitution, they wouldn't be able to read it. Because not only, you know, if they can't write it, they also don't know how to read cursive. So how's that for one for you? Ryan Izzo. And the Patriots, that is to 99. Some state, maybe one of the Carolinas, somebody just passed a law that took effect January 1, where it is now mandatory to teach it again. I think it was maybe South Carolina. That's numbered to 99 for the Texans, Deshaun Watson. I wouldn't swear to the state, but I do know some state did write that as a law back on the books, got the law passed. It took effect January 1. They have to learn to read and write cursive by the, I don't remember, 4th or 5th grade, something like that. But yes, there are just an amazing to me that they would have ever stopped teaching that. Why would you do that? But I guess everything's moving to electronic communication. So somewhere along the way, somebody just said, oh, hey, wouldn't it save us a bunch of time if we didn't have to teach kids how to read and write cursive? And somebody else said, oh, sure, sounds like a good idea. And then there you go. That was to 199 for the Seahawks. This is to 299. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. That's got a, I don't know what that was on it, but whatever it is, it wiped off. So we're not gonna worry about it. But anyway, for the Patriots, that's Izzo. And Izzo was numbered to 299. We have a purple. It's our first purple of the night, and it is for the Bengals. Malik Jefferson, 250. So yes, I have been, Martin, sadly, I have been complaining ever since I found out about it, really. Because at some point, when you get to the generation of athletes that where none of them learned that, what are our autographs going to look like? They're just going to print their name in block letters, I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, one of our Steelers rookies might have been Juju Smith-Schuster last year. But one of them said on Instagram something to the effect of, like, I never learned how to write cursive, but I just signed, my contract for X million dollars or whatever. And then, of course, he got roundly just roasted on Twitter by all these people who were saying, oh, you're, like, so stupid, you never learned how in school. And and then somebody else, pipes in and says, no, they don't teach it anymore. But, so there were lots of people, not just me, who didn't know they were no longer teaching it, but they were all piling on this kid like that he was just a lazy or slacker or stupid or something. And it's like, nope, they really don't teach it anymore. For the Jets, Christopher Herndon, that is a teal velocity. Those are, once again, unnumbered. Rated rookie Nick Chubb, Prism. And for the Titans, Deontay Burnett. But I mean, think about it. Like, you wouldn't even be able to read a card from Grandma, right? Like, Grandma writes you a nice little birthday message, and it would be like you were looking at Russian or German or Chinese or whatever. If you didn't know how to read longhand, you'd just be like, oh, well, Grandma's freaky and sent me something I can't read. I don't know. It's just so strange to me. But anyway, for the Browns, we have a little Nick Chubb. That is numbered 225 with your black velocity parallel. I know it's not Baker, and I know you would have rather that been Baker, but at least we have got you a low-numbered insert there anyway. Emmitt Smith MVP insert for the Cowboys. And we are now officially entering Last Box Mojo time. Yeah, we got to get it working. Pull some fire out of here. Martin, you said if somebody wants to study history, how would they read the older documents? Well, they wouldn't be able to. That's the whole point. Like, why in the world would you ever stop teaching cursive, even though so much stuff is electronic? But I mean, that's the flip side of it. The people who argue that you don't need to have the ability to read and write cursive will say to you, well, all of those things have all of those documents have at some point been typed up and are available online, typed up in a written format. And you don't have to know cursive, and that is very true. It is all there. But you would never be able to say, look at a scan of the original document and read it, or go see an original document like that on display somewhere and be able to read it and appreciate it. But yet, the information, of course, is 100% accessible because it has all been typed up somewhere and is available online. So. Greg, you said it's snowing, huh? You got a little, have you got a lot of snow, Greg, or just a little snow? Ezekiel, you said Catholic schools are still teaching cursive? Well, that's good. Glad somebody is. Kevin, we are going to try to get your Baker Mojo going, man. We're going to try hard to get your Baker Mojo going. We do still have the Redemption up there too, so we don't know what's on the other side of that either. Although I do believe Baker's live in here, if I'm recalling correctly. Adam, you got over 6 inches today. Wow. You got smacked up pretty good then. We got nowhere near, I mean, as I said earlier, we got something a little piddly amount, like, I mean, maybe 1.5 inches or so, and it melted pretty quickly, so. It is now 30-15 Rams up. Okay, thank you, Martin, for that score update. Seems like the Rams are well on their way, but I don't know. And you never count out Dak Prescott. He can come through in the clutch sometimes when you're not expecting them to be able to pull it out. Sometimes they still do, so don't count him out yet. For the Jags, that is 250. Calais Campbell, purple, parallel. And it's playoff season. You know, anything can happen in the playoffs, really. Strange stuff happens almost every year. There'll be something weird happen. There's a Tom Brady MVP insert for the Patriots. Doug Baldwin to 299 for the Seahawks. A rated rookie, Marquez Valdez-Scantling Prism for the Pack. Adam, you don't like all that snow. Yeah, I don't like cold weather. I'm not a fan of cold weather either. For the Saints to 199. And that is another Eagles. The champ is here insert. There's Jordan Lasley to 299. Yeah, that is the one thing I did enjoy about when I lived in California. I definitely enjoyed the fact that I didn't have to deal with cold weather. I mean, yeah, it got cooler in the winter, but you didn't have, like, cold weather. Martin knows about that. Martin hails from the Golden State. So he knows all about the benefits of being there in winter. Vastly better than being in a cold weather state, that's for sure. Everybody's like, oh, but you would miss it if, and you know, I really didn't. I was out there for several years, and I really didn't miss the snow. I gotta be honest, I did not. Jair Alexander for the Green Bay Packers. That one is a sticker autograph as well. It is numbered to 50. That's our last live autograph. We do still have the Redemption that we're going to flip over momentarily to 149 for the Dolphins. And we have an Amari Cooper Velocity, Black Velocity for the Raiders to 25. Amari Cooper was playing well for the Cowboys first half. I don't know what he's doing now, but when I last saw him, he was playing well for them tonight. So we, of course, will recap a few things here after we look at our Redemption and get that checked out. So I'm just getting my little stacks together for that. And then after we do the recap, of course, I'll put up spreadsheet info for anybody else who wants to know what we've got coming up in the days ahead or shipping schedule or any of that. But first things first, we have ourselves Denzel Ward. So the Browns, you know what? It might not be who you wanted, but Browns, you did kind of come around the corner here at the end and get a little mojo for yourself anyway, didn't you? A little bit. Let's go find out what it's going to be numbered to. It is a Rated Rookies Autograph Hollow is our card set. And you know what? We got out of that case with no points card, and we had the Saquon Barkley autograph, which often means you'll get hit with a points card, but guess what? We didn't. Ha-ha. Yeah, Panini didn't bust us with a points card this time. I'm happy about that. Come on, Optic. Let's get yourself down here. What did I say it was? Rated Rookie Autograph Hollow. Card number was what? 198. 198. Denzel Ward. Going to be numbered to 99. Let me label that up here. And then we can recap. Yes, time to recap. All right. So let's set that up there. We'll do that in a minute. Our downtown inserts were Antonio Brown for the Steelers, Cam Newton, Panthers, and Carson Wentz for the Eagles. So no rookies tonight, all veterans in our downtown insert stack. Next up, an Amari Cooper Black Velocity for the Raiders to 25 to 50, Calais Campbell for the Jags. Then you have Nick Chubb Black Velocity to 25. Have teal velocity for the Jets unnumbered to purple, or a purple to the Bengals numbered to 50, Malik Jefferson. Black velocity Texans, Jordan Thomas to 25, Leighton Vander Esch, teal velocity unnumbered, and then you have a Nelson Aguilar black velocity to 25 for the Eagles. Now our hits are... The Browns to 99 got themselves a Denzel Ward redemption. For the Carolina Panthers, DJ Moore was our case hit, our RPA numbered to 35. Jair Alexander for the Packers to 50 sticker. Ryan Izzo for the Patriots to 99 sticker. A rated rookie Alex McGough to 75 for the Seahawks. A rated rookie Ian Thomas to 50 for the Panthers. For the Cowboys, you have Dalton Schultz. That is a sticker numbered to 75. A rated rookie Anthony Miller to 99 for the Bears. A rated rookie Saquon Barkley to 99 for the Giants. To 50, it is a rated rookie Sony Michel and the Patriots. The Steelers to 50, James Washington rated rookie. And the Steelers rated rookie non-prism, no color to 85 for the Steelers. So that is our break for tonight. And as promised, I'm going to put up a little bit of spreadsheet information here for those of you who might have jumped in late or maybe just want to catch it again, whatever the case may be. We'll flip through that again super fast here for anybody who needs the 411. So Optic should be on the way to you no later than Wednesday, maybe sooner, but shouldn't be any later than that. The free shipping break tonight, which is the 4th and goal. Those items should be on the way to you no later than Saturday a week from today. Free shipping stuff always projected to go out a week after the fact, although it often goes sooner. Consolation cards, don't worry about them for Optic. Every team pulled cards. In 4th and goal, if you weren't pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. Typically hang on to it until your next package ships because it's a free shipping break. But if you want it sooner, hit me up and let me know. I will be happy to do that. Our breaks that are coming up tomorrow night is a half case of mini helmets, autographed mini helmets, and that is the back half of the case. We will do another full case of Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball, which has been phenomenally good for us so far, and a second case of Contenders Football. Monday will be Leaf Best of Football, Dominion Basketball, and Bowman's Best Baseball, all by the full case. On Tuesday, we're going to do an autographed batting helmet doubleheader, which will be a full-size and a mini autographed batting helmet. And a couple of Gold Rush mini football helmets paired together in one break, as well as a Leaf autographed football jersey and a third case of Contenders football. Wednesday, Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball and Leaf Best of Football. Thursday, Dominion Basketball, and we'll do a half case of Panini Prism Retail. That'll be 10 boxes as a half case of retail. So that's what we're looking like in the days ahead. So guys and gals, I believe that has got us covered for tonight. So once again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you spending part of your evening with me. I hope I will see you again, if not tomorrow night, another night in the not too distant future. Meanwhile, enjoy what's left of your weekend, and we'll see you the next time. Bye now.